Okay, so I already talked about this in a previous video, but I wanted to show this before we did all the examples. We're going to go through and classify the conic just by looking at the equation itself. So there's going to be 4 quick examples after this one, but remember the focus, let me change the thickness here, the focus is going to be on just the A and the C term, and that's going to tell us which one of these we're working with. So just to summarize, A and C are different and positive for an ellipse. A is equal to C for a circle. Only one of the squares for parabola, and for hyperbola, A and C are subtracted. That's all we're looking for. First example here, and you'll notice that we're going to identify this key, this type of conic, and so once again I'm just going to focus on these two guys. They're both squared. So that means it's going to be an ellipse, a circle, a hyperbola. Well, it's positive, so it can't be a hyperbola because that's subtraction. Well, it's an ellipse or a circle. Well, A is equal to C, and that picture that I drew, because A is equal to C, we're going to have an equal distance all the way around. So it's a circle, and the reason for it is A is equal to C. Next example. And we're going to identify this one. So once again, I'm only focusing on the squared terms. I could care less about the rest of this stuff. The rest of this stuff tells me how it shifts, lengths of stuff. I don't care. I just want to know the shape. Well, right off the bat, they're both squared, not a parabola. There's a plus, so it's an ellipse or a circle. But A is not equal to C. My choices now are ellipse or circle. I've narrowed it down to 2. Which one is it? It's an ellipse. The reason it is an ellipse is because A does not equal C. So it's an ellipse. It's that simple. Next one. What kind of shape is this? Well, okay, I got my x squared. There's no y squared. Okay, well then, only one of them squared. It's a parabola. There's only one squared term. Okay, x squared and a y squared, but look at that, it's minus. So it's an A minus C. It could also be C minus A, doesn't matter. As long as there's a minus sign in there, it's a hyperbola. And that is how we can identify the type of equation, or excuse me, the type of conic section that it is, just looking at the standard format without having to graph it, put it into our calculator and do that, all that stuff with it. We just look at those patterns and it tells us the type of equation. Your test and quiz, it's going to be exactly like that. Okay? No curveballs, no nothing. It's straightforward just like that.